Good morning and welcome to Backyard and Beyond. Well, I'm looking ahead here to New Year's Eve and asking you to do the same. Do you have any great memories? Hopefully, mostly positive, and I'm sure there may be some that are not so positive. Memories of New Year's Eve in your life. Of course, some people put much more importance on it than others. Some just say, well, it's another day and we've got to change the number we write down. And that's sort of hard to do for a while because we have that old habit. Do you remember back when we changed from 1999 to 2000 and some people thought the world was going to come to an end and all the computers were going to crash and there were going to be all sorts of things happen that we didn't like, but most of those didn't happen. So, why worry about those things until we have to deal with them, I guess. Well, at home, when I was growing up, New Year's Eve was the time for some oyster stew, which I did not like the oysters, but I ate the rest of it. And we always had a plate of fresh carrots and celery. I'm not sure why I remember that, but I can picture that. And I don't remember what we had for dessert, which is sort of unusual because dessert's one of the more favorite parts of a meal. But you have perhaps some special things that you do and eat on New Year's Eve. Some folks make that away from home, maybe a weekend going to someplace where they can dance and party and swim in a pool and all sorts of things that they really want to celebrate with hats and horns on New Year's Eve. Well, in some countries and in the United States, of course, there's big celebrations in big cities. But how about if you live near Sydney, Australia? At one year, they launched over 80,000 fireworks at midnight and had more than 1.5 million attendees, people there, live people, plus it was the most watched event on television worldwide. And fireworks is an important part of New Year's Eve in many, many cities. In France, those fireworks are usually done near the Eiffel Tower. A couple of other traditions in France is they start wishing people a Happy New Year on January 1st, and that continues through January 6th. They make a long party of it. They often serve flavored duck or goose and drink champagne, and they have a festival cake that sometimes they bake a little king figure inside. So all of that is to think about the nice year ahead for the family and for friends. So no matter how you plan to spend New Year's Eve, I hope it will be a happy one and a safe one. And some people will just say, yeah, I'll just go to bed and tomorrow it will be the new year. Here's a couple poems that relate to the new year. We often make resolutions and often they're a little difficult to keep. Here's what somebody says. Each year I resolve with the strongest intent to be better this year than the last. And I work very hard. The rules hardly get bent, but this discipline gets old so fast. But with this new year, I just know I'll win out. Just watch how I do and you'll see. I'm not going to have yet another blowout. I'll be good as I know I can be. But if wicked things beckon and I'm not so strong, if I weaken and fall on my you-know-what, I'll be thankful again that you'll help me along as you have during all New Year's past. And another one, talking about New Year's reflections, looking back on the months gone by, as a new year starts and an old one ends, we contemplate what brought us joy, and we think of our loved ones and our friends. Recalling all the happy times, remembering how they enriched our lives, we reflect upon who really counts as the fresh and bright new year arrives. And when we ponder those who do, we immediately think of you, our great listeners. And finally, my Happy New Year wish for you is for your best year yet. A year where life is peaceful and what you want, you get. A year in which you cherish the past year's memories and live your life each new day full of bright expectancies. I wish for you a holiday with happiness galore, and when it's done, I wish you Happy New Year, and many more. And even though we're not quite to New Year's Eve, that's certainly our wish for you from everyone at KJN, for me personally. And I just want to add a little note here at the end. We do appreciate all of you who listen to KJN when you can, or some people just listen pretty faithfully. And one of those folks sent me a little note that said, I appreciated the information on petroleum jelly. Who knows when people are going to use things? She said, I had a pair of shoes that I got to basically renew and now can use because of the information that you provided on petroleum jelly. So who knows? Some days it will be information on Backyard and Beyond that, you couldn't care, whatever. But other days you may find just a little nugget that can help your day through something very practical or just a good word. And mentioning a good word, here's the thought. Do as well as you can today, and perhaps you can do better tomorrow.